We're live! Welcome everybody once again to Quest and Quill, Facing the Frontier. This week's episode 35, The Fear. And before we get on with the recap of last week's episode, this is a public service announcement that we are like 12 followers away from getting affiliated on Twitch. So please go hit us with a follow. We would really appreciate it. And where we last left off, the party, after Saul got his hands stuck at the bottom of a small pit mine with some silvery glow coming from the bottom of it, were encroached upon by the guards, who they quickly dispatched and took prisoner of. Unfortunately, with the time ticking on, their one prisoner, Ali, decided she wasn't worth risking her life on this and ran away, while the others were engulfed in yellow light as small orbs glowed and circled around them. And then various effects started happening to them, culminating in Havel and Aslan being struck with primal, ice-cold fear, chilling their bones and forcing them to run. But they all ran. And that's where we'll pick up this week's episode. I think with that, we'll first start with Havel and Aslan. As you two, still experiencing this fear, are consumed by the animalistic flight-on-flight instinct of prey. And please describe to me how you dash off into the night.
Well, you can go first, Havel.
Okay. I start seeing like these lights, and these lights are like something I probably haven't seen. Havel, knowing that he is not as useful in this fight because he spent every resource that's usually available for him. It's almost near gone, and he's running empty. So he's knowing that deep in his pit, in his heart, in his soul, he can't die here. And as much as he likes these guys, he's not going to risk his life for them. He still has an objective that he needs to accomplish. A sense of self-preservation, not because of fear or cowardice. It's just that for him to be, if he's gonna die and be at peace and be at rest, this is not where he's gonna die, and this is why he's running.
That being said, sorry to interrupt you. You are under the magical effect fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
so you are feared.
But he's crying, and the first thing that if there was like the what do you call that that Hollywood effect where it takes you to a different place with the inside the head. It's not a flashback. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, it's like you see a setting where he's alone in the street and he's being chased by a bunch of shop owners that he's been shoplifting from to survive. You got the baker, And you got the baker and the general store owner. And he's like running with like a handful of like stuff that he blatantly just stole stuff from.
Yeah.
And he's just running with it. So he's remembering that.
And just dashing like his life depends on it.
Oh,
Nice,
he
I
knows
love
that
it.
either he's going to get taken to the cops or he's going to get his ass beaten by them.
Yeah. Okay. And then
In
Aslan.
in Aslan's case, it's not that deep. I mean, he saw a bunch of lights that he couldn't hit, and he's running away. That's it. And he's been struck by the fear as well. So for him, like his instinct is just to haul ass. And he's
Okay.
dashing full speed, 45 feet per turn.
Nice. Before we proceed as well, to everyone in the Netherlands, Fijne Koningsdag, or Happy King's Day. If you do hear any sound in the background from me, I have my crisp on, but there's still music being played on both sides of me currently. So that's what you might hear. And with that, John and Saul would like to tell me how they're proceeding.
I think Saul is because he didn't have the fear effect placed on it. I think he's just seeing the others running away, and we kind of made the group decision to scatter. So his is more
Mhm.
of a tactical retreat. I think he's freaked out, but he's kind of got his stats kind of reflect he's got nerves of steel. So I think like he's freaked out, but not. It's much more like trying to make sure everyone else can get away.
Mhm.
So I might be staying within range of it so that it's like more drawn to him if it's still in pursuit. I don't know if that's
Okay.
happening or not.
What you seem to be seeing as you keep an eye on moving away, scattering with the others, but still keeping an eye out, is that the lights seem to still be moving, not so much in a circular pattern, but more erratically in the currently. Um, and whatever this thing in the middle of them seems to be, it's lashed out at something around it, and there seems to be some great furious movement and
It's
chaos
probably
happening
the
from the center there.
it's probably the poor guards we left there, right?
Well, we don't know, right?
I mean, I would
John.
imagine.
John's just dashing into the darkness, panting, and he is legitimately afraid because more of these lights keep showing up. So he doesn't know if it
Mhm.
was a fight they could win. And now he's alone and without his friends. He's gonna run, and he's gonna try and find his way back to the ranch.
Okay. You have limited knowledge of this place, but you do know the ranch, like many of the others, has a border that touches the river. So you know that if you get down to the river, you can sort of follow it along and eventually make it up to a stream that you recognize and make your way back. I would like you to give me a survival roll or whatever you would like to navigate your way back successfully.
All
That's
of
a
us
four.
or just them two?
Just John for now.
That's a 4.
A 4. Okay, good to know. You think you're making your way back to the ranch. Havel and Aslan, after about a minute, you guys have hauled ass off into the darkness and into the distance, and you find yourself split from the rest of your group and in complete black. Havel, do you have dark vision?
I believe I do.
Okay. Aslan, you have dark vision, right? So
Yeah.
this is an issue for anyone. It's chaos behind you, but around you is complete stillness and darkness. It seems that clouds have covered over any moon cover that there was. The lights behind you are far enough away that their erratic movement is distant and obscured to you. But also you have no idea where anybody else is.
Yes, he'll stop running for a second and look at Havel. I think we got away. What now?
For the record, I was looking at my D&D sheet, and no, I do not have darkness, and Aslan could be right here. And I could be like, Aslan, I have no idea where you are. I can't see you. And I'm
Okay,
doing this.
I was about to say you don't have dark vision. As you're running through, can you please make me a dexterity saving throw?
Perfect.
Perfect. Aslan. What was
I
it?
am like an Olympic sprinter, hurdler, long jumper,
Just
pole
running on
vaulter.
on pure instinct. Nice.
I got a nat 20, so 24 in total. I could do it all.
Beautiful. Beautiful, yeah. No, you're fine.
I'm
Then,
using my Jedi senses.
You even managed to keep up with Aslan sprinting.
Yep.
I guess Aslan will light up. He has a torch for some reason, so he's gonna light it up and hand it to Havel.
No, I grab Aslan's hand. It's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know what are those things. I don't know how far they could see, but if you light up, bless you. Yeah, I didn't hear you, but I read lips. You're welcome, John. I don't know what those things are, Aslan, but they do some weird things, and if you open up the lights, I'm afraid that they might be able to find us. Are you badly hurt?
No, I'm fine. They didn't hurt me.
I was like, look, Aslan, I'm gonna make a small request from you, and this might be weird and awkward. I asked you to get down on one knee. Like I kind of like motion you like to go down on one knee. Do you do it?
Sure.
I go behind him and I piggyback him. It's like there's a show I'm thinking of doing where there's a master and a student, and as a master I'm on the back and you have to carry me, and and you, since you're the only one that could really see and we can't have any source of light, you're gonna have to carry me. Are you okay with that?
Sure. You weigh like nothing.
Good. Now, do you remember I asked him like different like what he could see. I know I know I think even with the stars we'll be able to see like some silhouette of the landscape.
Cloud cover has overcome night, and you're engulfed in
Can I make my way back to the ranch?
darkness.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to the river, or at least the river.
Survival check, please, Aslan, and with Havel helping you, asking questions about what you can see. And do you have survival?
Yeah.
No, Havel, do you have survival?
Oh, probably not.
Then I don't. Oh wait, you have jack of all trades. You're a bard. Yeah, of course you can help with anything.
Yeah, I can.
Bard's forever the best support class. Saul, you see this erratic movement and all this craziness behind you, but you manage to wake your way away from it to the point where you're no longer in the light and sound of the chaos behind you. But that means you're also engulfed in darkness.
I'll turn my lantern on.
Ding, 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 ding. This bright light in the darkness.
Right.
What would you like to do?
I'll look around to see if I see any of my friends, or anybody hiding. And if not, I'll head back to the ranch.
Okay. You guys move over this twisted, rocky country. It's settled, but only recently settled. There are fields and pasture, but also a lot of thorny ground, a lot of riverbanks and running dry streams. And one by one, Aslan, what's your survival roll?
13.
Soul, what's yours?
Let's see.
And one by one, Aslan and Havel first. You two make your way back onto the ranch.
So 22.
Saul is waiting for you, knowing this country, because he's been here before. And he sees in his light Havel and Aslan and Havel see a light bobbing up ahead of them, but it's white and familiar.
I wave at Saul.
All right. I'll
with Havel on my back.
I'll approach them. I'll say, the hell was that? See that back there?
I think it was some magical being.
Yeah, magical ain't the word I'd use for it, but all right.
As I hop down from you say you have a lantern on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this kind of electrical lantern in it. Tesla lantern.
Well, it's not electricity, it's magic.
Oh, sorry. That's okay.
Magitech.
Okay.
As I hop off Anson's back and I say thank you, thank you, my good man. I kind of look at Saul's lantern and I was like, kind of looks like those flying things that have been trying to kill us before.
Yeah, I don't think there's any relation.
And it's like, I hope not, because I'm kind of tapped out. You know which way is it back to the ranch?
Yeah, I know the way. You see the did our lady friend pass through here?
Can't say we have. We've been running for our lives.
I feel like we need to
I
do
think
an
her name is
interrogation.
Lula.
No, not Lula, the other one.
John? He's a man.
Well,
Oh yeah. Okay.
sure.
I get it.
I mean the dwarven woman. The short one.
Ah. He shrugs.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Hmm?
well, we can't worry about that now. We should get back to the ranch first and worry about the woman later.
Yeah, I mean we're on our way right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Walk
said
the
that.
talk. Unless you want to be quiet, that'd be welcome too, as I suppose.
He still kind of like look over his shoulders, thinking that those things will just come and track him, go to like
See, the way,
the end of
the way
Earth.
I figure it, I got a big beacon turned on over here, so we could really be as loud as we want, and we won't be much more conspicuous than we already are.
A what?
I'm saying the lantern's on, everybody can see us all the way.
Right, and and he starts getting worried. It's like he doesn't want to be watching. I was like, aren't you? I was like, Mr. Saul, aren't you afraid that these things could see your light source and come after us?
Not particularly. I think they can see in the dark anyway.
But from this
They're a bit
distance,
they're a bit distracted right now. Something like that, it's kind of a terminal velocity and how scared you can be of it. You know what I mean? If it wants to come after us, it'll come after us.
well, I'll leave it up to you.
I'll
But
turn it
it's
off.
just,
It'll make you feel better. We got Aslan here. I'm not too.
I mean, and I start climbing on Aslan's back again. I call dibs first, Mr. Saul. Yeah, I'm just hanging on like Yoda.
That's fine. I would never do something like that.
Okay. As at your discretion, Mr. Saul, if you feel the need that you need the lantern, I'll leave it up to you.
I'm I'm hoping that it'll draw the attention of Lula and maybe John. I figured. I figured. I mean, he's gonna be like a babe in the woods out there.
I'm scared.
I can almost hear him now.
I say that I'm pretty sure Mr. John and Miss Lula, I think they could take care of themselves. I see them in action.
If you say so. He'll
At
reach
this
down and turn off the lantern.
at this point, John, you've just stepped in a little bit of a muddy part of the river and like slipped and wobbled a little bit. And you look up and you see this light and you're like, oh, that's Saul's lantern. Oh, nice, there might be hope. And it's like, there's one little riverbed between you guys, and there's just this little dim light in the darkness, and you start to raise up and your foot sinks into the mud a little bit, and then you look up and you see the light, and then it disappears. But you know their general direction. You can get to them pretty quickly.
Okay. I guess he'll just trudge through the water in the mud and try and make his way over there, all dirty now.
Sorry, did I interrupt you?
Nope.
You guys, finally, Aslan, at about 60 feet out, sees a figure with long hair. He looks angry. He's trudging, and there's a bit of a squish when he walks. John recognizes one figure. Seems to be the skinny figure of Saul in the dim light, and another which is like Aslan, but even bigger and more grotesque with a large hunched back.
Aslan, do you hear something? Your ears are all tufted back.
He readies up a hand axe.
Yeah, you
Just
guys.
point me in the direction. I'll shoot him.
Wait, I think it's...
You guys see John coming out of the darkness, going with each step. Steps out all disheveled, mud on the lower half of his body. He looks miserable.
Oh wow, he's alive.
Hey,
Can't
guys.
believe it.
Can't believe I found you.
I can't
Saul.
believe you. I can't believe you found every puddle of mud from there to here.
Well, I had to take a detour. Thankfully, I saw the light of your lantern. It's the only way I made it over here.
Yeah, I mentioned something like that.
That was a good thing you saw.
Did you see where Lula or your little friend went off to?
Well, I don't know where Al went, but Lula, yeah, I don't know where she is either. He turns around and peers off into the darkness.
I'd be real curious to know if she knew about this before we got here.
Yeah, I don't know. Surprised she didn't mention it.
Yeah, me too. It's almost as if you didn't question her very hard. I don't think you would do such a thing, though. She probably just forgot.
Maybe she didn't expect it to turn up. I don't know.
She
But,
got out of there pretty quick for someone who didn't know what was coming.
Yeah, that's true. But we can speak to her about that later.
Yeah, if she's even back there. Good thing we got the boy back there.
Well, I can always find her.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I'll make her come back to us.
How will you do that?
I'll just reach into the ether and give her mind a touch.
How does that work? You can just touch people's mind and make them do things they don't want to do.
He touches his glasses. He's like, it's hard to explain, but not exactly.
Yeah, the moral the moral quandary of that would be, I feel like you'd wrestle with that for days. Hopefully, it doesn't turn out exactly right like that.
Mate, you're not talking at your mic.
I turned away from it. I'm sorry. What did you guys hear? I'll just repeat it.
I heard everything.
I heard it.
Okay.
I heard it too.
Just
But,
the levels changed.
Wait, says, well, you know how I am. I don't necessarily need my magic to be persuasive.
I suppose that's right.
So, we close to the ranch yet?
Yeah, we're just about 60 feet out, I think.
Oh, good. I really need to wash up.
Yep.
You guys hear the call out. Who goes there?
Oh, it's us. Saul and company. Is Lula over there? Over yonder?
Lula ain't here. Lula's not with
Who-
you?
Do I recognize the voice?
Pa. Sorry, was my paw off?
No, I was just making sure.
Lula's not with you? Lula's not with y'all?
No, we got separated. I'm sure she's all right.
What you mean separated?
Well, we had to split up. We can explain over some coffee, maybe, or you got a tub ready? I guess we could discuss it in the tub room.
All right, well, a coffee pot on the burner.
All right.
And you look at him, and he lights one of in the lantern light. You can see the heavy black rings under his eyes,
Mhm.
and the new sense of worry hanging over his brow, hearing that Lula's not with you.
I'm sure she'll be around here within the hour, I would guess.
Yeah, don't worry, Pa. Lula's the strongest out of all of us. And if we have to, I can always use my powers to find her.
Well, I hope you can.
Like,
You want some coffee? There's a fresh pine. You brought some up.
Yeah, I'll grab some coffee.
you're offering me coffee. I won't say no to that.
So
But,
who? Oh, go ahead.
where's there a tub so I can start heating up some water? I really need to wash myself in these clothes. I think I got some mud in my shoes. Ugh.
Well, you're gonna have to draw water from the well, but Saul could show you how it's done.
Yeah, you ever drawn water from a well before, John?
Yeah, imagine it's simple enough. You just pull the rope and the bucket comes up and there you have it, right?
Can't believe it.
Hey,
We'll
Pa.
make a farm hand out of you yet.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But
No, what's gonna happen?
did that dwarven woman happen to come back?
I ain't seen her.
It's a wild surprise.
No, where's the boy? James. Is he all right? He's still about?
Last I saw, he was still tied up.
No, he wasn't. Do we tie him back up after the having lunch?
I thought we cut him loose.
Yeah, I thought he's willing to help around the farm. That's what I remembered.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
we him for a Pa to put him to work.
I misremembered that then. Last I saw him, he passed out in the back room.
Well, let's go wake him up. Quick question: would Saul know whose land it was that we found the celestial deposit?
Give me a knowledge history check. See if you remember.
If not, I'll just ask Pods.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ask because I got a 5.
Yeah, no, you.
I'll
You
say, Pa over yonder, across the way there. Whose land is that?
Depends. Which riverbed you talking about? If it bends back east, then that would be the Hare Ranch.
Was
Heck,
that
I
the
guess
one?
both sides of the Hare Ranch, but they've never been to the far side.
That's the one, right?
Yeah.
Seems like Old Man Hare has some kind of special, I don't know, silver or something.
Yeah, no, we should talk
In a,
about that. Old Man Hare, he's still here, right?
He also passed out on the couch. You guys
Yeah,
look in the corner, and you
he
didn't notice
never.
him before because the little halfling man is quite small, but there's a bundled up little old man.
All right, I'll go. I'll go wake him up.
why we know now we know why the
Bring him up.
PIG wanted the ranches, the surrounding areas, deeds so bad.
Yep. Hare, did you actually sign over the rights to your land?
They didn't claw it off my cold dead hands yet, have they?
Well, my friend, they are digging there without your permission. You should know, and it's too dangerous to go out there right now. But you should know that there's a. You're probably going to find yourself under a windfall of wealth.
They find gold.
Yeah, better, I think. I think I got some of like nuggets of the celestial from before, so I'll fish some out of my pack and kind of show it to them.
Wow. Is that genuine star silver?
Sure is, and there's a whole lot of it
I'll
on your
be
land.
damned. Paul gives it a look as well, and he goes, "Well, that'll explain it."
And I'm happy to say that I managed to rebury it, so it'll be a while before they're able to get their hands on it.
Yeah, well, this wealth is nothing. Can't protect it.
That's true enough, but I'm sure we put our heads together, we'll think of something.
Well, I have an idea.
Is that
Let's hear it.
coffee I smell? Give me a cup of that, boy.
I'll hand him my cup of coffee.
So maybe we should get together with the remaining ranchers and have ourselves a conversation. Perhaps if we unite ourselves, we'll be able to petition the bluecoats and get them to actually do something about it. If not, we'll have to do something ourselves about the PIG and
Haas,
whoever's behind them.
Haas scoffs at the mention of the blue coats. And old man Hare goes, "Yeah, more likely to get a surveying crew out here than them damn brown blue coats."
More likely to get a what?
Surveying crew. You hard of hearing, boy?
It's I know.
I'm 94 years old.
Just
Dude,
the
I don't know what's going, but
It's not me.
I can hear things from your end.
That
But,
was me.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, but what's the surveying crew is gonna do? It's your land. We'll defend it.
Saul, you know about this. Aslan,
Mhm.
you probably know about this because you've come into contact with surveyors, but on the receiving end of them, there are surveying crews that are also known as rangers. And they are the people who go out and survey land and write up title deeds and take tracts and take measurements because it's a dangerous job. And some of these ranging crews are like like the Texas equivalent of like the Texas Rangers, bunch of crazy lunatics.
Yeah,
But,
that's what they're
yeah.
known for.
Saul knows about them. Aslan knows about them. Havel and John. Havel's probably met some of them in Delta. Actually, there were rangers around Delta, 10 years ago, and those who stayed behind became hunters and drunks. And they tell very tall stories, and of a time that seems much better than their current lives. That's for sure.
I stepped away for a minute. Why are we talking about surveyors? Sorry.
Sorry. Oh yeah, you missed it. Old man Hare said the damn blue coats ain't never come out. You're more likely to get a surveying crew.
He needs a surveying crew, or no?
No, but if you're likely to get someone out here who's going to do anything about property lines,
We had to get a ranger.
uh, he's more saying it in passing. He's not. He's not actually suggesting going and getting a ranger. He's just bragging on the blue coats, basically.
Oh,
Yeah, he's being
He's saying
sarcastic.
you're more. He's saying he's being sarcastic. He's saying like you're more likely to get one of the drunk, crazy rangers to come out here and do something about it than a blue coat.
gotcha.
Look, we
Yeah.
don't have to mention the vein, but we should at least create some pressure, and at least have them added to their records everything that the PIG is doing, and just have them register our complaints at the very least. I was hoping to have Allie here with us so she could testify against the crimes of the PIG, but I'll
Well,
have
we got James, and he's probably a little more predictable than she is.
But you know what? I believe that Jameson knows even less than Allie.
That doesn't really matter as long as he just says the right things.
Well, pause for a minute. The paper or any news media source, are they
Mhm.
owned by the government or they're free?
I'm gonna ask you to think about that question because of course they are. What do you think this is? Do
I
you
don't
think
know.
there's freedom of the press? Do you think there's freedom of the press on the frontier?
No, it's America, baby.
That's not America, baby. You're
So
still in the empire. You're under the Duke's law.
okay. So I say we do this like in the town square, kind of like uh,
Well, how many ranchers do we got that they're trying to move in on? There's Paul. There's Mr. Hare.
well, there's only the ones that
Uh,
haven't left yet. I reckon we should gather those.
Well, how
about
many
half,
are there?
about half a dozen of those bastards up and ran away already. Pause
That's
like about a about a dozen of the others left around.
well, we should round them all up.
We should round them all up and take a trip to Tenton. He let John turns to Havel and he asks, Havel, think
yeah.
maybe you could come up with a routine where you roast the PIG?
Sure, we'll try.
If you could turn the people in our favor, that would help create a lot more pressure.
You
I
want to go
feel
to
like
10 to get the attention of the blue coats?
I just want them to be aware of what's going on.
I mean,
And
if
if
that's all you
there's
want, there's a fort down the river.
yeah, but I'd rather do some a little more public and
Yes.
let it be known to all that we're forming a coalition against this group.
I catch your meaning there.
As much as the Blue Coats has authority, but really they're kind of like that little tiny dog that likes to bark, but really has no bite. Something tells
there's
me
a there's a What if we could convince the blue coats that our side's better off? Because as far as I can tell, there's two pig executives, and then they have mercenaries, and we can deal with the mercenaries.
Mr. Saul, I believe the PIG has the blue coats, or at least the senior officers, in their pockets.
Sure, but we hold the land, and all the money's in the land. We could offer them, if Mister here is amenable to it, we could offer them a percentage, and that would be, I would imagine, would be more than anything those folks are offering them.
I think that's a good idea.
Giving money to the blue coats.
Yeah.
And I'm screwed either way, ain't I?
It's I think we're looking at enough money here to go around. But
no, look, we're not trying to get the blue coats to fix our problems for us.
That's
really,
not.
We just need to
that's
create...
not really what I mean. It's just more about the illusion of authority, the illusion of backing.
Look, I just want to create enough public outrage where we at the very least have the law on our side, given the history of all that's happened and all the testimonies given, in case we do need to do something drastic, that we won't have the blue coats come bear down on us.
Well, sure. I'm just saying a golden net, just in case, because they don't. Unless you want to go to war with them, you probably are going to have to pay them. That's just
Now,
the way
Mr. Saul. Now, Mr. Saul, you know I'm not the fondest man of the law, but if you think that the senior officers are the ones that are being corrupted, let's say, and you want to do something public, but you also want backing, then why don't you go make your report so that there's an official report being filed, and then do what you need to do, saying that you had the authority from the beginning.
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, I mean, you don't have to go to Tenton and get some stuffy captain or sergeant involved, and so he can tell you in his big hat that it's above his station. Just go and make the report, deal with the bandits, and once the bandits been dealt with, say, but we reported bandits.
Yeah, I reckoned we'd already. Has no one reported bandits yet? I thought we already had. We should definitely have done that if we had.
Well, not as a group, but beyond that, even if we get rid of the bandits, perhaps the PIG could still hire more. Maybe their goal is hidden over at the country club. If we could take that from them, they wouldn't have any money to hire more or even bribe more officials to turn the other way. It might be something worth looking into. Perhaps we could even give him a little bellyache, how you wanted, Saul. Then he gives him a smile.
Well, sure. Did you, Aslan, did you gather those herbs I asked you to look for?
Oh. No.
Well, that's fine. But if you could go ahead and do that when you get the chance, maybe in the morning.
Yeah, I think we all deserve a night of rest.
Paul looks at you and he goes, "All right, then y'all go get your rest. I'm gonna keep an eye out for Lula."
Yeah, she should be back pretty
I'll
soon.
do the same. I'm gonna go.
Nobody was chasing her that I saw, so she should be fine. Unless, I don't know, maybe some person that was untrustworthy caught up with her.
Well, we all know she can handle herself, but
That's
I
true
still want to keep a lookout in case she needs help in the area. Saul, would you mind lending me that lantern? I'm gonna go take my post atop the sheep shed.
I don't mind. I thought you could see in the dark.
Not as far as that lantern, and not as well as in the light.
Fair enough. Here you are.
I go to John and it's like, Mr. Morello, I think you should really take that bath.
Yeah, I will. I'll take the bath and then I'll go get atop the shed.
That'd be a great idea.
I would like to stay watch with him.
Right. So John would go. He would draw back. He would definitely want to warm up that water before he gets in it. And then after he bathes himself, he's gonna wash his clothes really quick and hang them up to dry. I don't know how cold it is at night, so maybe he'll be wrapped in a blanket, like walking around in a blanket while his clothes dry.
He's probably got like some of those purple onesies they used to wear back in the day with the flap in the back.
Nice.
That's probably what he's got on. Yeah, the little butt
there's
flap.
one in purple or in green. John would definitely take that one. If not, he'll take whatever.
I thought maybe he just has one on all the time.
Oh, no.
We'll have to buy him one.
Can't hear you, Nick.
I thought that was just his normal everyday underwear.
No.
So
Yeah,
actually, you're saying that, right? It is it is the day before Summer's Day now officially. So it's getting from the cool, spring showers to the dry dust storms and heavy lightning storms of summer are coming ahead of you.
Okay.
I'm gonna start talking to John.
So since it's warm out, John just has like undies that have a bunch of heart patterns on them.
I hope you're not waiting for my daughter like that, Pa says before going and passing out.
Usually
don't worry. If anything, it's just gonna keep her away.
Don't you know it?
I was like, I think it's a good idea. Even without the lantern, it's gonna be like a lighthouse.
He sits down and with his coffee on the arm of the chair, nods off and passes out. He was trying to listen to you, but he was too exhausted.
John, what do you reckon's going on with the?
I reckon that the bandits that the PIG has hired, I think they're being led by the remaining Brother Harder, the one that you didn't kill, because it seems they have those creatures at their behest, the invaders, the same ones that we saw in the mountain. What we saw last night, it was mighty similar to it. Fire and tentacles and the light.
You think the missing brother has some sort of pact or something with these, I don't know, star critters?
By pact, I think he's being controlled by them, if I were to guess.
And you think that he came all the way back here because of the star steel?
Potentially, yeah. Remember, within the creature, or within the ship, or whatever it was, we saw that type of same material inlaid within the walls of the thing's shell, and also inlaid within the pyramid. They seem to need it, probably, as far as their magic or whatever it is they use.
So you think it's the mercenaries and not the PIG that are in league with these things?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what the PIG's connection to the invaders is, but could be that there is none, or be that there is. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
We'll find out. I'm gonna go get a job over at that country club, and I reckon it's just the two of them. We can probably handle them, and we'll just I reckon between my techniques and your abilities, we can probably get some real good answers.
Perhaps. Though ideally, we do this in a way that they don't know it was us directly. That way, they can't set the law on us for stealing.
I'm not too worried about it. You know,
A little worried.
we're out in the frontier. You know, these are just two men. They you know, things happen all the time.
Are you trying
It's
to murder?
maybe if they're in league with these things, that would be the sensible thing to do.
Yeah, but we don't know that for sure. And they might be scoundrels, but I don't want to be as bad as them, Saul.
I don't. I think we'd have to be working pretty hard to be as bad as them, don't you?
Not as hard as you would think. He says, bring your hand up to touch his glasses.
I I respect you want to do things by the book, but it's. I mean, you heard what just happened back there. I suggested doing things by the book, and that's not really a possibility out here. If we want to do things by the book, we're going to have to pay the blue coats. And they're always going to be able to outpay us. I
We're
mean, more
set
than
up
likely.
on things by the book. I just don't want to be killing people if we don't have to. And in this case, I don't think we do. Maybe we can give them a bit of Aslan special soup. We could have someone put it into their food for us over at the country club. And while they're in the shitter, we can search their rooms, see if we can't find their cash.
Yeah, I reckon we can do something like that. Who do you think we should have do that?
Well, are you familiar with any of the working girls there? Or
I'm familiar with cooking over there. I could probably get a job over there pretty quickly, and I could probably poison them pretty quickly, and I could probably sneak into their room pretty quickly.
sounds like
But
plan?
it sounds like a plan. It sounds like a one-man plan, which makes me nervous.
Well, you still need to have someone on lookout.
It's true
Could
enough.
keep an eye on your room, and I would contact you from a distance. You updated on their whereabouts, but I think we could definitely use Havel
Mm-hmm.
and in this, and it wouldn't hurt to have Aslan as backup.
That's right. Now, refresh my memory. What spells? What sort of magics do you got?
Well, I can read people's minds. I can make us fly. I can, I guess, help shield you from psychic intrusions. I can shoot laser beams out of my eyes, or light beams, or whatever you call them.
You got Havel might be the one to ask, but it may be sensible for me not to look like me whenever I take this on.
True.
I'll go wave. I'll go get him.
Havel's just like trying to sleep peacefully,
Yeah.
you know, literally just starting to take a nap. He's nodding off.
Yeah, he's
Soul comes in.
Saul's gonna shake. Saul's gonna
Wait,
shake you awake.
hold up. When Saul goes, he says that he goes to leave. John puts a hand on his shoulder and he says, "I think he needs his rest. We can speak to them in the morning."
I mean, okay. I
And,
guess that's all right.
You should
Let's
get
so long as it's just me and you. The suppose I do find evidence in there that they're in league with these horrifying. I'm not sure what we're gonna make. Star critters sound all right. I like the sound of that.
just call them invaders.
Invaders. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds pretty serious. I guess that would be good. if they are in league with them, I'd be uniquely positioned to just take them out and solve a lot of problems. And I feel like my conscience would be clear. Would your conscience be clear?
I think if they don't have the money to pay off blue coats and hire more bandits, I think they're neutralized just fine that way. That wouldn't really be my preference. Just because someone's being influenced or used by the invader doesn't mean they necessarily deserve death.
Is there a bank near here? No.
To like your nearest knowledge, the closest place you can cash, like notes, is Tenton.
Okay, and that's like
It's a
week.
a good day's travel.
Good day's travel. Okay.
Yeah.
A good day. That's it.
So if you leave at like 5 in the morning, you can get to Tenton by nightfall.
Okay.
If you leave at dawn, you can get there. You can get there just after dusk. But generally, how you do it is you leave at some point, camp in the middle. There's a small hamlet where everybody stops, and yeah, that's how you usually do it.
My only worry is that they can just mosey on to Tenton and get a banknote and get whatever they need. They might not even have anything here. I mean, if there is, we could probably use it, but I don't know if that'll have the stopping power you think it does.
It'll at the very least buy us some time. But we'll know more once we have searched their room. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
That's fair enough. So you're all right with leaving that to my discretion.
Yeah, I'll let you search their room. Probably the quietest out of all of us. So here's what I'm thinking. In the morning, we can go ahead and try and do this little robbery. And come nightfall, we'll start making our way to Tenton so that we can get there in the following morning. And which I think is a prime time when all the workers are getting up, and we'll have the most eyes on us, and we can pitch our complaint to them. We can ride through the night on my horse. I imagine there's a cart around here we could use. At least for one of the ranchers.
Sounds good. Well, I hope Havel has what we need. But I'll just talk to him in the morning.
All right.
You want to rest up? I'll carry on watch from here.
Nah, you can go. I haven't been sleeping much lately, anyways.
You want me to make you some milk?
But I feel fine. No, I honestly I feel better than I've had in years.
All right, if you say so.
You guys can all go and get your rest if you'd like to.
All right.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to do?
Me? No, I am physically, mentally fatigued. I'm just crashing.
The dawn rises. Old man Hare, grumpily stumbling around the house. Coffee? You want coffee? Grumbles at anybody who wakes up. John, I suppose you didn't sleep, so you're the first one up. How would you like to begin?
I just want to say real quick that Aslan was probably the first one awake, and he went out for herb picking. That's it.
Well, he wouldn't be awake before John, who didn't sleep, but sure.
No, that's fine. Well, I guess John would see Aslan coming out early in the morning, and he would climb down, and Aslan would see John in his heart patterned skivvies, and he would walk over and wave to him and say, "Morning, Aslan. You're up early."
I have to do that thing that Saul asked me. but I forgot.
Okay. Well, whatever you grab, Aslan, if you could just do me a favor, don't take anything that'll kill anyone, if you don't mind.
Saul's gonna wake up for his morning exercises.
Aslan, you don't have nature, do you? Because then it would
I
be a
do.
survival check, please. You do? The nature check, please.
Wouldn't it be more medicine, I guess? Ah, whatever.
No, I think survival.
Actually, survival is the appropriate skill for like herb picking and whatnot,
I think medicine would be more using it as a poison.
or crafting as a medicine.
Okay, well,
Yes, but it's also
it's
also
18.
nature. It's also nature to identify plants, guys. So
Yeah.
But he knows what to pick. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
with an 18, he can find it pretty quickly though. It's cool.
Saul's gonna call over. You find anything real poisonous, you let me know.
Aslan, you can find what you would like to find. What would you like to?
Well, I'm not a herbalist in real life. I don't know if there's like weak nightshade, strong nightshade, medium nightshade. I imagine there's probably like a couple of plants that Aslan knows that are poisonous, and he probably can only find one of those.
Okay, if you don't want to Google it and give us the full immersive experience, you could have just asked ChatGPT, bro. It's not that hard. But if you don't feel like doing that, you can also just make it up, and then your only responsibility is to write it down in the Discord so that we know it for later.
Okay, then I want some dragon's breath herbs, so that I can.
And what does that do?
It makes me breathe fire when I eat it.
Those aren't grown in this pot. They're not grown naturally.
That is not what I want now, is it?
No, but I actually have a homebrew for those, and they're pretty powerful, bro. So you're not just gonna find it even with an 18.
Give me one of those.
Yeah, I'm Google searching right now.
Give me one of those, like the
Dragon's
nightshades
breath,
that put them
please.
in a coma.
Okay. Someone give me a name for a nightshade that puts them in a coma.
Oh,
99.
no.
Nightshade.
Yeah.
Here, there's a buckthorn, which is a popular herbal laxative.
Sounds perfect. Okay, yeah, but that's a laxative. Yeah, I'll make them shit themselves.
Well, if you want to make them pass out, maybe like a public. Maybe
I don't know what happened, but your thing, like your sound just dipped out as
I don't know why.
Try again.
What if there's like a sort of moss that grows underneath like some rocks or something called like a dreamweave or something like that?
I like it. Write it down. Someone put that shit in the Discord.
If you heat it up in water, then the water becomes like that.
Buckthorn, if you take it long, it can create acute liver failure.
I think buckthorn, especially with a name like that, would be used as a laxative, and it would make you violently,
Explosive diarrhea.
yeah. I don't
Actually,
know if that's acceptable on YouTube, but also if we want to be acceptable on YouTube, we're not allowed to swear. So,
We're not.
That's a Sisyphean task, isn't it?
Actually, wouldn't it make sense for Aslan to get some straight up like poison ivy? Because the effects that plants have on Leonins are probably different than on average humans. So what's not deadly for Aslan would maybe have a different effect on a human.
You got an 18 because you also know just in from regular hunting that while Leonin do take pride in the hunt and bringing down big game or whatever, they also spend a lot of their time in their childhood and especially in their formative years shooting birds and buck and things like that with poison tipped arrows and tracking, and it's just a part of living a hunter gatherer lifestyle basically.
Sounds good. Then that one he gets.
Okay. What was it? Dreamweave or a buckthorn?
I think it was Dreamweave, right?
Yeah, the one that puts you in a coma.
Yeah, Buckthorn just makes you poop. And to me that sounds like helping them more than taking them down.
No, if you're in the middle of a combat and you feel like you need to go, you'll leave. It's like one moment I gotta go to the bathroom.
Nah, then you're
It's
just
like a-
giving them an extra weapon. But
It's like
anyways,
it's a great distraction. There's a human sacrifice going on. You just eat some quickly, and someone's like, "Did someone fart? Oh, that smells horrible! Stop the
Yeah.
sacrifice!"
Right. Disadvantage on concentration rolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Would you like me to use my herbalism kit whenever he brings it to me to roll to see how effective
How potent you
the
can make it?
extract is? Yeah, how
Sure.
potent it will be.
If you'd like to concentrate it down into Dreamweave serum,
Yeah, I think I would like to do that. And would that be like wisdom? Do you think we could use wisdom for that?
um, so you have proficiency in a herbalism kit, right?
That's right.
So then you use your proficiency modifier and what relevant skill are you proficient in?
I think it's I don't know. In fifth edition, it seems like it's
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 kind
kind
of
of like
ambiguous.
it's kind of
It-
Yeah,
ambiguous.
it-
It's kind of what
it
you
is a little
feel.
bit ambiguous, but I would think to use nature, but you're not proficient in nature, are you? But you're proficient in
Yeah, well, I
medicine,
mean,
aren't
I
you?
think
You
it's
can
like
use
an
medicine.
ability. I think it's like an ability score is what you
It's
should
supposed
find
to be
it.
a skill.
Is it? No, the
Yeah.
herbalism kit is treated as a skill, but it's basically if you're proficient, you have your proficiency bonus plus like a relevant ability that would kind of match the tool. As I
Back me up here. It's not a relevant ability. It's a relative skill, isn't it?
is it a relative skill?
I'm pretty sure.
What's
That
the
that
question?
would that would be like massive numbers though.
That's the point, yeah. Because I know for Frank, he got to use something intelligence based.
In the way I see it, it's really
The, the,
more
que-
of intelligence.
so
Than,
the question is a medicine skill check. It's your proficiency modifier and a relevant skill, not a relevant like stat, right? Not a charisma or a wisdom or one of those. It's a skill, isn't it?
Oh, for medicine.
no, medicine is a
For
skill.
no,
Yeah,
for the
but
herbalism kit.
For the herbalism kit or
Um,
any kit in general.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the relevant ability score plus
Yeah.
your ability modifier. Yeah.
I think
Yes.
Wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
I
You
think
can
the
have wisdom then.
confusion is because we were having trouble rolling it on D&D
Okay.
Beyond, and so he was just using like a relevant skill that would kind of
Would
the
have the
numbers would
same.
be the same.
Yeah, I mean
That's
it
fair.
would be the same. You just don't want to add your proficiency bonus twice.
Mhm.
Well, he also had a skill to add his proficiency bonus twice to stuff. So
Yeah. So I
anyway, yeah,
would say
give it wisdom.
like this kind of falls under the category of medicine, and so I
Yeah.
feel like wisdom would be
Yep.
a good.
Wisdom's good. Go ahead, roll it.
And I'll just roll a medicine check as my herbalism. Okay, that's an 18.
You can make a pretty potent mix out of this.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, he's just he sets up his kit, which is just like a mortar and pestle and maybe like a glass container of some sort, and
Hmm.
I think he just boils it and kind of distills it and then runs it through something to kind of like pull the water out. Maybe he puts like something in there that kind of soaks up the water but leaves everything else behind.
So
I think it's like
so
I think it
so
looks like
so so someone better call Saul because he's Breaking Bad.
that's right. I think it's like I think the extract when it's all done, I think it has like kind of a lavender color, maybe.
Sounds about right.
So like he's got like a small vial of it.
It seems to glint and sparkle in the light.
Oh, this is great.
Someone write that down.
What the
I'm just gonna make a little note. Dreamweave
dream
turns
week?
purple. Turns lavender. Sorry, lavender. Yeah. Okay. You have a small lavender vial of concentrated Dreamweave serum. This would put a Goliath in a coma.
And when we say coma, we mean like coma, or like a 24-hour sleep or something.
Well, you've concentrated it now, So that
Yeah.
all depends on dosage.
Okay. Yeah, I promised I wouldn't kill anyone. So
You know the effects
Promise.
of this with your medicine skill. You know the effects of this to be that it slows your heart rate,
Mhm.
and then which of course lowers your blood pressure, and then it
Uh,
slowly just slows the operation of all
it
of your organs and slows
I
your
think
metabolism down until you get really, really tired, and then you fall asleep, and then you don't wake up until the poison works itself out of your system.
it's a Romeo and Juliet poison.
That's about right, sir.
I think Saul's really
Good
familiar.
recognition. I like it.
I think he's familiar with this extract because he's faked his death a couple of times by
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, this is great. He's gonna approach Havel.
Bless you,
Um,
Diego.
he says, "Havel, you awake?" I'm gonna hand him
Yeah.
coffee.
I take the coffee. It's like, well, now, Mr. Saul, I am awake now. I was sleeping very soundly.
I was wondering if that magic of yours could change someone's appearance. Can you do that for? Would you be able to do that for me? Or
No, Mr. Saul, I only could do it for myself only.
okay,
As he
I
sips the
don't.
coffee.
Yeah, I know you're big into theater. Do you? I don't reckon you got like a disguise kit or anything like that.
Oh, if you want me to dress you up, I can do that. I can dress
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah. If you can, just make me look real different. I don't know. Maybe get me like a bald cap or something. I don't know.
So what are you trying to accomplish?
Well, I think I'm gonna go down to the country club and poison those two folks, and then I'm kind of leaning towards killing them. John doesn't really want me to, but I reckon if I do kill them, I should probably look different than I do.
So you hear a pause and a little bit of a tick from Havel. It's like, so you like killing people, don't ya, Mr. Saul? As his voice kind of like goes to a little bit of a lower register and his speech slows down.
I uh I like solving problems, especially when they're my friends' problems. And in this case, I think killing's probably going to be the most effective way of doing it.
Uh, and you Havel kind of slowly makes his way to you, almost to a point where he's invading your personal space.
Mhm.
So, so, Mrs. Saul, you think that killing Saul's don't you think that maybe sometime killing to solve your problems might open up new problems? I think you
Yeah,
should
but
think that too.
that's just life, don't you think?
Oh, Mrs. Saul,
Do you lean in
yeah.
closer?
I kind of like clasp you in the shoulder, and it's like,
You
Mrs. Saul, you're
as you
right.
do as you do that, I'm sorry to interrupt. As you do that, I think you're going to feel like just a little poke in your belly button because he's got his Bowie knife out. You're making him very uncomfortable.
And it's like, I know you. Miss Saul, you have nothing to worry about me. I'm just a simple performer.
Well, that's good to know. If you could just take 2 steps back, and I'll let you get this close to me again if you want to do that makeup kit. But I don't like most people getting that close to me.
Um, Mr. Saul, and how do you intend to kill him in front of a captivating audience such as was it country
The country
club
club.
or the country club? Sorry, in the country club, there'll be many witnesses. How do you intend to?
I don't intend for there to be witnesses.
And how do you intend? I would just like to hear the story out. I mean, the plan out. How do
I
you
believe
intend?
I the plan is to get them to fall asleep, and when they fall asleep, I'm gonna go up to the room and I'm gonna search it. And whenever I search the room, if I find anything that tells me that they're in league with the invaders, then the sensible thing to do would be while they're asleep to just take them out then and there.
Okay. Okay. Um, Havel will take out his disguise kit. He's a performer many times around. He kind of does that one hand on the hip, does one of these, and it's like looks up and down, tells you to turn around, and it's like, Mr. Saul, I think I could give you something that would be beneficial to you. And it's like, first he's like, he grabs some clothes. He'll take up some fat clothes too. And he's like, he takes it. It's like, Mr. Saul, try these on for size.
Okay. What do the
And
clothes look like?
so they're kind of like
Because he'd want to look like a cook, like a kitchen hand.
I was going to give you a waiter type of thing, like a server,
Okay, yeah, that's great. That's
because that's you have more
that's
interaction.
probably more sensible, really.
Right.
That's
That's
what I did.
I'm
I think
assuming you want.
at this point, Aslan and John would like walk in and see what's happening
Yeah,
Uh,
as well, so everyone
yeah.
can be involved.
He's getting fitted for a suit right now.
Okay. I direct Mrs. Saul to a private room, and it's like, I don't want to see your whatnot. If you don't mind, just go to the other room.
Okay.
Now,
If you guys
question.
need a makeup kit, I got one.
It's like, oh, you know what, Miss Morella, if you can you go and help Mrs. Saul put up the makeup? That'd be fantastic.
Sure. My pleasure too.
Uh, and I go to Aslan. It's like, who else is in the room
Well,
other than me and Aslan?
So,
You guys notice that Pa isn't around, and neither is Jameson.
And how about
And
Old Man here?
I was about to say neither is Old Man Hair. You seem to be the only ones in the house currently.
Okay, and I go to Anson's like, Anson, my good man, I want to take a bath as well. Can you be a a, a big help and give me a fresh a fresh pail of water so I could take my bath?
from where?
Oh, from the pumping well that's outside.
yeah, the tub is over yonder. John points to wherever the tub is.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a bathhouse outside.
Okay.
And then John puts on the music as we start giving Saul his makeover.
Yeah. And I told him
Get
like,
physical. Dun, 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 dun. Not too much of that, guys.
Yeah, and there's like a montage of him like walking out in like different waiters outfits and different bow ties.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one is like the first one is a French maid outfit. And they're like, no,
everyone
no.
like shakes their heads and then
the next one is English butler.
The next one is a Red Lobster waiter.
So John has an actual disguise kit.
So does Havel, yeah.
yeah.
You guys
yeah.
can between the two of them, you can pull them up.
It's a good
pull something together.
it's a good 20-minute montage just between our both kits. And me, you all arguing. It's like, no, this one's good. And you're like, no,
Okay.
the hair's wrong.
Okay,
And
whoever would like to roll the deception check can roll the deception check with the other person assisting, so with advantage.
But DM, on a little bit of a side note, when everybody, wait, I'm gonna ask Saul this: your herbalism kit is it still on the main table? Yes or no?
I mean, he probably put everything back up. I'm afraid. Like he's pretty thorough. He's like, I think he probably cleaned it up.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, then I will ask you. It's like, Mr. Saul.
Yep.
I'm curious. How would you dispatch them? Are you just gonna simply just stab them?
Wait, that's
He
when John.
side eyes John. He says, "No, I'm gonna feed him this." And he holds up the little lavender vial.
May I see it, Mr. Saul?
Well, it took me an hour to make. What?
Saul, let me remind you that we're supposed to be the heroes here.
Yeah, I
Not
don't know what. I don't know what. Why are you telling me that?
Saul. I know you too well that you're probably gonna kill these men, given the chance. Look, I did
No,
trying to
I
get you to do the right thing, but anything else is up to you. You're your own man.
that is true, but I agree. All right, fine. Here.
I take it, and it's like,
For the deception roll, can we just both roll, and then we'll just take the highest out of us two?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that too. I don't mind how you do it. I was just saying.
I don't think he's really being deceptive. I think he straight up said if
Try,
he
you're
found
putting on a
evidence.
disguise. Do you want to justify some other role for putting on a disguise? Because I
Oh
think
no, I'm
it's a
sorry.
lie.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the killing people thing.
Yeah, no.
No. I'm asking these two to make a deception roll for
Okay,
your
my
outfit
mistake.
for the disguise kit.
okay, so would you get?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I
Roll
found it.
off, roll off, roll off. Who
So
has the
okay,
higher deception modifier? Who has the luck? Let's find out.
I got the higher modifier, and I won the roll anyway. So I got a 21. So
21 versus John's.
yes,
John
12.
was a 12. It was going to be a
Respectable effort, but you needed the numbers to be the other way around to match, unfortunately.
Yes. So I go to Mr. Morello, and it's like, Mr. Mr. Morello, why are you trying to make him look like a good server?
Well,
Do
I'm
you
trying to
need to?
purify him a little bit. Kind of needs it. Maybe we should
And,
shave the beard.
I take the bottle and I kind of pocket it, and it's like, and I'm doing all these gestures. It's like, no, Mr. Morello. In the art of disguise, you not only have to change the clothing, and I say you have to change the physical appearance, and especially if you could do something like stealing. He takes like a pillow, and he takes a belt, and he ties it around the belly. He takes some wax and some coloring. He like mixes it around, and he puts a not like acid, like burning skin acid, but kind of like an acid to soften the wax a little bit. And he changes like the back part of the cheek, like the cheek or the jawline to make it a little fuller than normal.
Yeah.
And
Give Saul a
packs it
fat
in.
suit.
Yep. And
Finally, Saul emerges out of the changing room montage, looking like a fat cook with the
yeah,
apron, and I love it.
no, he's gonna be a server. He's gonna be a server because he wants full interaction. So it's gonna be a fat server, but he's gonna have like really kempt hair and whatnot. It's like when it's like a server that's coming out of the kitchen, but he's sampling the food as he goes. That type of thing.
Yeah, you want your cook to be fat, but not your waiter, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a thing.
Nice.
All right. Is there a reason why you wanted the extract?
Oh no. I was just curious. I was curious.
Could I have that back then? Because I'm gonna need it.
Okay. Sure. Please stand by 1 minute. I slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
Mhm. I'm watching him real closely, by the way. This isn't gonna be a
No. This is happening while you're changing.
don't know, man. It's up to you. It's up to
I
you.
don't know, man. You have to roll a sleight of hand check if man's keeping an eye out, and especially you made him nervous.
Okay.
Like, he handed it to you, and then you like didn't give it back. You didn't do anything, so he's kind of like,
No. So I took it. This is the time that you were arguing with John about the morality of what you want to do. And the same token, I am shoving you, saying change into this, do
sure.
this, do that. So
If he wasn't such, if he
Saul has
wasn't
a
such
15
dedicated-
passive perception, bro. Roll your sleight of hand,
okay,
and then we'll see. How's that?
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna touch my heart. And it's like, Mrs. Saul, I'm the man of arts. I'm the man of knowing to
Bardic
please the
inspiration.
audience. Yes. So sleight of hand.
Never gonna be nice. He's never gonna be nice again after this. He's like, I don't trust any motherfuckers. What's gonna happen?
That's fair though.
It's gonna be
wouldn't be mad at
24
that.
total. 24 in total.
24. Man's even rolling active perception. So I'm not sure I could give him the chance. But
Yeah,
you did put him on edge. You've already made.
I think there's a fair case for a active perception, but it's not.
I'm sure you think so. You're
I
just
don't.
lucky
I won't
agree
slow
with
it
you.
down if everybody doesn't think.
I
No.
would
Make your perception roll. It's more fun if there's
do
a
it.
roll off.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
You should do
Do
it.
it. It adds to the tension. Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na.
Oh yeah. No, that went from a 19 to a 1, so that's very.
A natural one.
Yeah, it's a natural one, baby.
You're very flustered by the changing room situation.
Yeah. No, it's okay. That's good.
Yeah, Saul was probably watching John the whole time, like thinking
He is gonna ask for the bottle back. How's the bottle look when he gets it back?
Uh,
How does the bottle look when he gets it back?
the same.
Okay. Does it look the same?
I'm not saying anything.
With a
Okay.
passive perception of 15.
I think it's higher than 15, isn't it?
Is it higher than 15 now? On my piece of paper, it's 15.
It's 16 now.
It's 16. It's gone up.
Yeah.
You should have told me, bro. I need to keep my numbers up to date.
His insight, his passive insight is 16 as well.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll deception then.
Okay.
Did you do something? So I read your message. Did you do something to make it look normal? And if so, that has like heavy effects on the outcome depending on what you did, bro. So please explain to me. America, explain.
Do you want me to tell you on stream or you want me to tell you on the side? Because
Is it? Yeah. Do you want to keep it a secret? Because then you can send me a message.
yeah,
Actually, wait. Even better. Let's pop into the Hangout Discord for a second, and then they're not gonna be able to hear us.
That's okay. I need to go check on the kids anyway.
sorry, I can read lips, so
I'll be right back.
oh shit. I think Eddie actually believed that I can read lips. He's like actually covering his mouth. That's too funny. Got him all paranoid. Yes.
I can't believe you actually this actually happened.
I'm gonna go fill up my water real quick while they discuss.
Okay.
Havel has proceeded to hand back Saul a seemingly unchanged vial. With your natural investigation and passive investigation, passive perception, you don't see a difference.
Okay, that's fine.
And
I believe, yeah, Havel, what was the question you asked? Because you had an answer to that as well, sorry.
it's like Mrs. Saul. I was like, here's your vial back. I was just curious on like in how you're planning to handle those two. And I think this will be sufficient. Now, let's take a look at Mr. Morello and you, the masterpiece. And you got a pillow that's tied to your belly. You got some colored wax on like your jaw, a little bit of your jawline, a little bit on your cheekbone to make the contours of your face a little bit different. And of course, a wig. Um, you have like a waiter's uniform or a serving uniform that I'm assuming John is going to describe since he's more familiar of here and you guys are more familiar of here. So, and I think that the deception roll that we were doing right before,
Yeah, it was to see how good your
and I got a 20.
disguising abilities were. You got a 24, right?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah.
It was definitely above 20.
So with a 24, you guys see some fat waiter. It's uncanny how much you've been able to transform Saul into his new fat neckbeard counterpart.
And I go to Saul. It's like, can you change your voice a little bit, Mister Egress?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you change the tone of your voice? Like
Yeah,
how I'm able to do so. Will you be able
I'll
to do so?
probably. I have a feeling a place like the country club would probably appreciate quiet waiters, so I'm probably going to refrain from speaking very much.
Very good. Very good, Mr. Saul. That's exactly what you should do.
Would everybody like to proceed to the country club?
Yes.
Because Saul,
Uh,
you know, sorry, Havel.
I am going to change my clothing. I'm going in as Farnsworth Bigglesworth. Farnsworth Bigglebottoms.
Biggle Bottoms. Bringing back the favorite.
Yep.
You know old lady Mabel, who runs the country club. She is the widow of the previous owner, and she's continued to run it through all of the hardships even after his death. And you've been at the ranch during these times, you know. It's only recently that her husband passed away, and she's kept up a good job in the business. Though now you do imagine that the country club isn't doing as well as it usually does. However, in your disguise kit and your disguised self, when you roll through there, old Mrs. Mabel doesn't recognize you at first. And she looks at this group of strangers and offers you a table and asks if, "Oh, would you like to sit down, everybody? Can I get you a table? Can I offer you some drinks, some tea, perhaps, this lovely morning?
Milk, please.
A cup of milk for the big man. Yes, of course.
Tea. Do you have any tequila to go with it?
Tequila for your tea. Yes, of course.
Some of your finest wine, madame.
Wine, absolutely. Yes, I can do that for you. No problem."
So once she leaves, John looks to the others and she says, "So do we know in which room the representatives are staying?"
I'm gonna take a second to introduce the scene because I actually forgot to do this and I had a description in mind. I'm sorry because I was kind of running ahead of myself. You guys walk into the old country club. It appears to look like a classic red barn, right? If you can imagine, like, a barn that they put up in a barn raising. It seems to be a classic red barn, but it's been repainted with white lime and made into such a fashion that it is now a whole hall with a small kitchen building attached to one side, with a small inn area attached to another side where there are rooms that Saul knows about. And then on the far side of the inns, there's actually a small stables. And this creates a U shape that is then has a little fence in front of it that creates the grounds of the country club. As you walk into the main room, which is inside this classic big barn room, it's a larger than necessary space. There seems to be an old grand piano sitting in one of the corners, and about 6 or 7 tables make up the area where there could be 10, even more, 15 possibly. They could have way more than the amount of tables that are necessary in here. But Saul also knows that these tables often get cleared out for dances and for events. As you make your way to the table, there is no one else here except you and old Mabel behind the bar counter, which also acts as the counter for the inn itself. Notices you and rushes over to take your orders. And upon leaving, what you guys do notice is that despite the emptiness of the room inside, behind you and the chairs being stacked on the tables, there seems to be one other table that is fully made up and seems to be ready for someone to have breakfast.
Ready with like food on it?
All the other tables have the chairs stacked upside down, sitting on the table. But there seems to be one other table besides the one that you guys have been placed at now by Mabel, who took the chairs down for you and everything. That seems to be made up in, finery. There's 2 glasses on either side and actual cutlery and,
So a table set up for 4 people, correct? Or 2 people?
2 people.
Okay.
Only 2 seats at the table.
So John leans forward and he says, "Hey, Mr. Bigabottom, maybe once the 2 men come out, might be time for a little performance, so that friend here, the waiter, has a chance to season their food properly."
Well, you know what? Are you suggesting that I divert their eyes, or just make them focus on me? Because I was thinking of a different approach where I go as myself and probably speak to them in perhaps the Bigum-Bottoms estate will help finance their business endeavors in here.
Am I in here?
Might be a little suspicious.
Am I in the
Everyone's sitting
room,
at the
or-
table, guys. You guys are all sitting at the table.
Fine. He'll kind of look around a minute and like, I don't know why we're worried about witnesses. After all,
Well, even the victims can be witnesses. But
yeah, if you leave them alive. He straightens up and heads towards the kitchens.
Maribel comes out as you're making your way. Then she goes, "I just had your tea and drinks ready. Where are you going? Would you like to make your way back to the table, please?" Sorry, if the delay was too long. I apologize. It took a second to.
No,
to get
it's all right. I actually came mostly to see if you had any openings.
Is she holding the tray, which appears to be getting a bit heavy in her arms? She looks at you.
He's just gonna reach down and pick it up.
Thank you. Well, as you can see, there's not much demand at the moment.
I tell you what, I only need a few copper to move on to the next town. So even if it's just for the day, I'd appreciate it.
That's a good roll, actually. I'm sorry. You look familiar.
I just got one of those faces, I suppose.
I guess you must. My apologies. Well, we're not really looking for anyone. I'm afraid there's only, 2 guests staying at the inn at the moment, and the breakfast is frankly getting cold. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to heat it up.
Maybe I could bring it up to them.
Of course, yes. How about 2 silver for the day and 2 silver for tomorrow?
That's
What you need.
That's very gracious. Appreciate it.
She looks at you and she goes, you see like this, her face is soft, but somewhat stern in the face of a business person who's kept business running. And she looks at you and goes, now, I hope that my kindness to you will show that your will return in kindness to me. Let me give you labor.
Or here, I'll take these to our fellows over here, and he'll bring the drinks back.
What was that?
I got a job here. I'm retiring from the party.
At 2 silver for one night? That ain't too bad. I want to work here now.
It's really not a bad job. I'm not sure why I really hang around you guys.
I was like, well, so we have purpose in life. So, and I'm seeing this as a whisper too.
And I have found mine.
Apparently,
if you will excuse me, I need to deliver breakfast up to the other guests.
Well, happy hunting, Mr. Saul.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone's hanging up on that. Just gonna take a look around.
Yep.
He's gonna go into the back, and he's gonna find the food, and he's gonna put.
So as you go into the back, she's going to have watched you take the tray over. She's going to give you a look up and down and go, okay, well, I suppose we must be acquainted then. What is your name?
Nick.
Nick?
Nick Arzolia.
Arzolia. Now, I'm sure that's a fake name, and I suppose that's okay.
It's a real name. This is the realest name I've ever heard.
She gives you, she looks you up and down, and looks at your outfit, looks at your makeup for a second, shakes her head. Now, Mr. Arzolia, then, perhaps it is prudent to ask you. You said you have some. You are proficient in what exactly?
I'm an excellent cook. I can also deliver food, wait tables. It's not hard work. It's honest work.
Well then, all there's left to do really is to make some toast. I'm going to go knock on our guest's door and ask if they're ready, and if they are, I will have you send it up immediately. In the meantime, could you begin cutting the bread and preparing the toast? Then I'll be back in just a second.
Cool. He's gonna go all out with this toast, man. This is gonna be the best toast.
Okay. She walks out. Is everything okay with you?
Oh yeah.
No. She asks the table.
Oh, okay.
She's still a good host.
John looks up to her and smiles and says, "Quite well indeed. But I can't help but notice, Mabels, your country club's a little empty at this time of day. Are the nights usually busier?"
Well, the regulars are out of town, you see. It's we've had a bit of commotion in the village. I don't know if you've heard, but it's a long story and nothing too interesting, I'm afraid.
But I'm interested. You wouldn't have to be speaking about the local ruffians would you?
Now, I'm just an innkeep. It's not my place to say, but yes,
Oh.
it appears we've had some.
Pish posh. I would love to hear it. Tell me more.
Of course, sir. My lord. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not sure of the correct title to address you by.
My name is Farnsworth Biggerbums. I'm from Delta. Actually, oh no, sorry. I'm from the colony. Is it a colony? Colony? Colony.
Well,
Colony.
everything is
Viet-
the colony setting.
Everything
Yeah.
in the colony, yeah.
Yeah. I'm from the big city, from the down south, via Delta. Why am I going back to Havel? Delta.
From our capital, from Colony City, you say? Well,
Yes.
it is a pleasure to have you, sir.
Of course.
And I will come in and fill you in on all the details. If you'd give me just a second, please. I'm afraid we do actually have some guests, in spite of how... And she looks around rather distraught. How macabre and like a ghost town we've become. But anyway, if you'll just excuse me for just a moment, I will be right back, I promise. And she rushes off.
Downstairs where Saul is he is making the toast.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like some like really fancy toast. Like he's taking it a little too far. I think it's gonna be like a French toast.
Okay.
And he's gonna make one. He's gonna make a real special one. Looks very good. I think he's like whipped up some cream or something, and he's gonna set aside like a little silver piece off to the side. It's like I think he might actually, because he has his own cooking ingredients, so he'll use that maybe, so she's not too angry with him. But he's got it set aside. He's got 3 sets of toast.
Okay.
Okay.
After about a moment, she comes back to the kitchen and says, Nick, the guests are ready for their breakfast. They will take it in room number 1, if you would please.
He takes the breakfast up and he gets the special one that he made that I'm using one of my special chef treats for. And he says, I'm grateful with you for taking a chance on me. I made this for you. And he hands her like a little plate with like the very fancy looking one.
Well, how kind of you. Thank you, Nick. Did you get this from my kitchen?
No, I brought my own ingredients. You don't need to worry. The bread is yours, but you can take that on my wages if you want.
No. Thank you. I actually haven't had breakfast yet.
All right.
And you see from her form that while she's not a skinny woman in like the terms that she grew up anorexic or anything, but you see that her wrists are quite bony and stuff. She works very hard.
Yeah. Did she eat it? Because there's just a teeny tiny drop of that extract in it.
She takes a bite, yeah.
Okay.
She's
What
delicious.
he's doing is he's creating plausible deniability for her.
I'm still gonna make the Constitution saving throw on
No,
that voice.
absolutely. That's okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Sorry, I'm just scratching that down for when it becomes relevant.
And it's a teeny tiny drop, so I don't know if that would affect.
Yeah. No, I heard what you said. It was the teeny tiny drop. I understand.
Yeah,
that.
he doesn't want to hurt the poor lady.
And she proceeds back over to sit down, and she says, "I'm sorry if you excuse me eating this. It's just absolutely scrumptious." And she shows like a couple of small bites as she's looking over at the group. And now, Mr. Biggerbottoms, I believe I was to tell you the story of our situation. Well, you see, perhaps about maybe 3 weeks ago at this point, some strange folks started rolling in and bothering the hares, and we thought nothing of it at the time. They seemed to just be ruffians and highwaymen. You know the sort. Not too uncommon out here on the frontier, but I'm afraid there was a report made to the authorities, and it appears that something. You must excuse me, an old lady's thoughts, but some conspiracy is afoot that prevents the authorities from acting against this group, whatever you'd want to call them. And then she takes a bite. This is rather good.
Don't worry. The ranchers, I think they'll find a way to defend their lands. I'm actually, with the help of the good Lord here, giving us with some investment of his. We're rounding up the landowners in the area, trying to put up a resistance against this property investment group. He whispers the name of the words, looking over his shoulder. So don't you worry your pretty little head too much. Soon enough, this will all resolve yourself, and your halls will be full once more.
Well, I do appreciate the effort you're putting. Well, thank you. Please, are you some sort of preacher?
Not exactly, but I am a man on a mission. You'll learn more of me in time, but for right now, if you ever need help, you can find us at Pa's Ranch. Or find me, at least. And he gives a smile. But by the way, I was looking to see if I could rent one of your rooms for today. Maybe one across from the two gentlemen, so I'd have some company, he says with a smile.
As well as I do I'm passing through. I heard there might be some investment opportunities here in Tenton. And I am just, like I said, passing by. I would like to also rent a room.
Yes, of course. These are rather strange times we're living in. I can set you up both with a room. For how many nights do you think you'll be staying?
I might be paying as I go. For now, I'm definitely staying for tonight.
And you, so sorry, I didn't catch your name. I'm afraid.
John Morello.
How many nights would you be staying for, Mr. Morello?
Probably just need the one evening.
Why, of course. Do you have any baggage?
Nope, just what I carry.
Yes, of course. Let me set you up with some keys. And she finishes her food and stands up from the table. If you'll excuse me. And makes her way.
So once John has his meal, he'll put whatever payment is owed. He'll just leave it on the table, and he'll get up and he'll go to his room, which ideally is right across from where the two reps are staying. And then he's just gonna post up and he's gonna watch through the keyhole.
Okay.
If I'm lucky, I'm going to get the room next to them, or it's something that's adjacent to their room.
So there seems to be, the upstairs hall and the downstairs hall, and what part of this is the inn. And you guys, there seems to be room 1, 3, 5, 7 on one side, and room 2, 4. You guys are in room number 2 and room number 6. And it seems they're in room number 3.
All right.
As you post up, John keeps a lookout through the peephole. If there's nothing else that anyone would like to do, I think we pick up the session next time in the middle of the heist.
Oh, really? Already?
How does that sound? I'm afraid I need to get going shortly, guys.
Oh,
It's already
sure.
it's already
All right.
off day for me.
Yeah, cool.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to do?
Oh,
Is the old lady falling asleep?
no, just
I guess
put
we'll
a
see
pin
at the
on
beginning
this.
of the next session, won't we?
Okay. He's probably hovering near her so that she doesn't hurt herself.
Okay.
That doesn't sound creepy at all, Saul. Not
Well,
creepy at all.
It's, he's a waiter. He's there to help.
He's a waiter, he's a cook, he's an assassin, he does it all.
He does everything.
That sounds about right. So, thank you very much for joining us on this fine episode of Quest and Quill Facing the Frontier. We'll be back, same time, same place, next week, Thursday. If you've enjoyed, please do give us a follow on Twitch, a subscribe on YouTube, follow on the old Twitter, whatever social media is your point of preference. We don't mind. We are just warlocks of the algorithm, and thus need your subscriptions to grow our eldritch powers. And maybe if we get enough likes and subscribes and enough impressions, then our eldritch deity will finally give us eldritch blast. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next week, I hope all of your rolls have been natural 20s. Have a fantastic time. And if you're Dutch, have a great Koningsdag.